Welcome back. Now, with the World Cup powering on all of this, and next month, what a very good idea to introduce an anti-racism initiative at this time of year. It's called Show Racism the Red Card. Garrett Mullen is the man behind it in this country, and Garrett, you're very welcome.
Thank you.
Why, firstly?
Why in Ireland, or why in general?
Yeah.
Well, I suppose Ireland has changed a lot. I first got involved in the project back in 1996 when I was living in Newcastle in England, and the players behind the initiative at that stage were the likes of Shaka Hislop, who was a goalkeeper at Newcastle at the time, and at that stage, when he rode into a campaign at that stage in Newcastle, he'd been getting racist abuse when he was out with his family, filling up his car with petrol. Some teenagers were shouting racist abuse at him.
Would they shout racist abuse at him when he was playing a football match?
Exactly, they wouldn't. And as soon as they realised, they ran over to ask for autographs. And I think that caused him to reflect on his status as a role model, as a footballer. You know, Newcastle were 10, 12, 15 points ahead in the league at the stage. And, you know, so the players were heroes in the city, but out on the street, you know, not as recognisable. You know, the local people, some people might just be inclined to shout racist abuse. So it started from there, where he and Jed Greby, who's the coordinator of the project now in Newcastle, they started to visit schools to talk to young people about the impact of racism it has on them. And they got players like Les Ferdinand, and then some Irish players, David Kelly, who scored the goal against England in Lansdowne Road in 1995, which that was a game that was broken up by racists.
I was there, an ill-fated match, yeah, absolutely.
At that stage in 1996, I thought this would be great to bring back to Ireland, because Niall Quinn, Curtis Fleming, David Kelly, all these players are involved in it. But it's been more pertinent in recent years in Ireland. We have such a changed country. 10% of our population is from outside the country, and unfortunately racism is a real experience for some of them. The ESRI did a survey, found that 1 in 3 immigrants had experienced racism in the last year, and it's also an issue in schools. The Teachers Union of Ireland did a survey of their delegates attending their conference this year. 46% of teachers who attended their conference had witnessed racism in the classroom. So it's obviously an issue to be dealt with.
Obviously, it can start at that level. You know, yeah. I mean, I know that you're working with plenty of schools on this.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at what school kids in Balbriggan had to say.
We were on a walk and we saw some racist graffiti.
Honestly, the only word I could find for it was disgusting. It really wasn't nice stuff on that wall.
I felt depressed inside because it was in kind of different nationalities, and I was one of them. And so I thought we should do something about it as soon as possible.
We painted over it, and it took a while, but I mean, we got the job done. And as soon as we did, we just kind of made the group, BYAR, Balbriggan Youth Against Racism.
Show Racism the Red Card.
In October, we made a multicultural day with our school, and many people from outside the school were involved as well. So there were a lot of activities, like some people were singing, there were fashion shows, and all the cultures like show how they look like in their country, you know, how are they dressing up and everything.
We got different nationalities to bring their own foods so people could taste it.
And the food was really tasty, like especially Italian food. The lasagna, that's what I remember. That was really nice.
There's lots of activities as well, and you make loads of new friends, and you can learn lots about your friends' countries as well. It's brilliant.
So there you go, and Garrett, as you were saying, you know, racism isn't just about black and white, you know, and you talk about the 1985 match, which I said I was at, that was about Ireland and England. I mean, you know,
exactly. Some people tend not to think of that, but then, you know, certainly for Irish people going to England in the 1970s in particular, and Kevin Kilban, our DVD, talks about the racism that he experienced, or he just makes reference to it. And that's obviously in more recent years because he wasn't in England in the 1970s. He's not that old, even though he's been playing a long time.
Forever.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay. Now, the whole premise of this is that it's well-known people. I mean, you've got in this Irish pack, you have GAA players, you've soccer players, you've basketball players, all this sort of thing.
Yeah.
That sport can overcome any sort of racial prejudice. That's the key focus.
That's the idea. It's to emphasise that these are the things that bring us together, whether it's in sport or other activities. And sometimes people who have achieved a lot will have overcome some serious obstacles in their life. And Sean O'Halpine talks about the racism he experienced when he was a kid. And that can be quite an influential message to young teenagers, 12, 13, 14 years of age, who are facing those difficulties at this stage.
Okay, part of your DVD, we can see some of the players, some children talking about the positive impact that this whole project has had on their lives.
Still Baldwin looking for something. A referee calling for the ball. I think it's over. It is, and Cork are still the champions.
There's been a lot of influx of immigrants from other countries, and a lot of those kids are growing up. They're getting into the fabric of Irish society.
I think there's some very good footballers and hurlers playing, and I think some of them will be household names in years to come.
I think the G have to move on with times, Irish society has moved on with times, and these people are accepted as they should be.
I think we're really happy to get in this school because there are so many people from different countries. Yeah, you can see from Africa, from Latvia, Russia, Lithuania, Poland, and we're all together.
It's deadly fun. It is learning. It's quite fun to learn another language, and then you can slag each other messingly, in each other's language, and everybody's going around saying stuff in Russian. Irish people are speaking Russian, and Russian people are speaking Irish, and it's just amazing.
There's a lot more different nationalities in the league now, and that's only good for the sport, and it's good for young lads to see different sort of players from different countries, and hopefully it'll inspire them to play as well.
That's what you want, you want to experience and play with people who have played at different levels in different countries, and lads from Africa, lads from Europe, and things like that. It's really helped the league move on, I think.
Chris is Adam Dunn.
Laura Hislopin, Hulkus on Hikunya.
Obviously, I think the Show Racism Red Card campaign is fantastic. As I said, we're all human beings, and you should treat people the way you want to be treated yourself.
Football is a multicultural game, and so it should be. Everyone enjoys it, everyone has the right to play it, and I think supporters should appreciate that.
Queen is Anam down.
We're all human beings, and you should treat people the way you want to be treated yourself.
We should all be collectively looking at it, that racist abuse should be stamped out.
It's something that nobody wants to tolerate.
Okay, Garrett, what are you doing now? I mean, the showing racism the red card, obviously there's a lot of hype you can get around at this time around with the World Cup and so on. This is where the real rollout comes, is it?
Well, we're doing some work we do a mixture of work. We visit schools. We have a programme with the Professional Footballers Association of Ireland where we're visiting up to 25 schools this year where we would deliver the education seminar with a group of kids, and then we have League of Ireland players who are delivering coaching activities which are from our education pack, which are about emphasising the positive values, teamwork, communication over discrimination. There are physical activities that enable young people to learn around those issues.
Do you need people just to be aware of this? Or is there anything that people watching tonight can do?
Yeah, well, we are actually organising a summer camp for young people aged 12 to 15, and that's one type of activity that we have a team of volunteers that are involved in, and then there's other activities, whether it's raising support for projects, selling wristbands or just generating awareness. The volunteers are crucial to spreading that message. And this summer camp is going to be a great initiative with 45 young people from Ireland, north and south, from many different nationalities, who are going to spend a bit of time, 5 days in Donegal, and they're going to learn a bit about each other's cultures, which is a great way to do it.
Okay, and details on the web?
www.theredcard.ie.
Okay, and when does it finish? It never finishes.
It never finishes. I suppose it's an ongoing project, Well, maybe I'll move on personally, I don't know, but hopefully we can build the project and get more support for it in Ireland. Really, what we want to do is expand our school visits, youth services, workshops, and just deepen our message at that level, within the school system. And then hopefully kids and young people will take that message out of the school into the community. Okay, Garrett, it's a very worthwhile initiative, and thank you very much for coming on to tell us about it. That's Garrett Mullen there from Show Racism, The Red Card. All of those brochures there, you can go online and find out more about that. That's our lot for today. Thanks for joining us. Olive will be here tomorrow and Friday. We'll see you next Monday. All the best. Bye-bye.